Howdy. Nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys and girls, and welcome to another day where I'm not wearing my glasses because my chair is broken. Yes, as happened a couple days ago, and as stated, my chair is broken, and because I am having to change so much stuff, and the way I'm having to sit, my back is killing me even more all the time. Such is life. Chair on order. It's going to show up eventually toward the end of the month, but it's on its way, so thumbs up for that. Anyway, though, for the Shelton, Washington Weather and Plague Rat Report, it is raining right now. It was wet yesterday during the day, and I'm quite sure it was raining during the day as well. When I went walking last night, no. In fact, downtown it was dry in many areas, whereas where I live in southern Shelton, it was of course damp as if it had just been raining. Good Lord, rental tongue syndrome this morning. My sincere apologies. And there have been a few times that I have passed people that were out walking. Last night was kind of weird. There was this one fellow who was on the main street downtown, was yelling and shouting because we've got a couple homeless people that are loud. They yell and shout. And then this guy started running, and I'm crossing the street, and I just turned my head to look at him because he's running right at me. But until I turned to look at him, he was just running right at me. And as soon as I looked at him, he immediately turned his eyes away and then changed his pitch so he was running off in a different direction. So, yay. But that's life, you know. 95% of all people with mental issues are victims and not instigators of problems. So, life is life. But people were also, in stores at least, wearing masks, and I see more people out in public wearing masks, and I'm wearing my mask in public more because when I don't, I'm preparing to smoke a pre-roll. But I'm wearing it more around those times. It used to be I would leave and not wear a mask until I was done smoking pre-rolls. Now I'll wear the mask until I'm ready, smoke, put it back on. So, hey, I'm being gooder. Definitely a thumbs up on that. So, like I said, it is raining now, so that's a good thing. Yeah, I've had to move my chair so that it's way up higher because I have to use my upper body, my entire body, in lower body and upper body, to have my center of balance this side of the chair so I don't fall backwards, because there is nothing to keep me from going in that direction. And if I do, I'm going to wham my legs into the keyboard garage and the thing that I have my monitors and one of my my only external hard drive upon. So I don't want to wham that around, or I'm going to wham the hard drive and that's going to damage the stuff. So that's bad. So yeah, I'm having to keep constantly leaning forward, which my back needs me to lean back to keep it, to keep it stretched out so that I've got the proper arches and all that in my back. So yeah, I can't wait until a proper chair shows up so I can hopefully I won't be too broken when it finally does. Speaking of badly broken, it used to be I could only sleep on my left side. I can't sleep on my back. My back is so badly damaged. If I sleep on my back, I cannot move my legs and I'm in intense agony. I can't sleep on my stomach. I can't turn my head far enough. And so I would just be face first into the pillow and I would suffocate. So for a long time, I could only be on my left side. I could only sleep on my left. The way my spine is, with the bend, it was like a plate on a mattress that wanted to go flat, But a plate can't go flat. It's going to shatter and break. Something just exploded out there, probably a transformer. And so I couldn't sleep on my right. But that really bothered me. And so I kept working on it and sleeping on my right side more often. Now I can sleep on my right. Good Lord. So now, of course, my body only wants to sleep on my right. Now I'm only comfortable sleeping on my right side. Yay! And so last night I got woke up like 3 o'clock in the morning because all of a sudden in my right knee, because of just the way the mattress bends and my body bends, it felt like someone was taking a power drill through my right knee. That was fun. Well, that got me turned over real quick. Luckily, the pain went away pretty quickly once I was turned over as well. But hokey smokes, that was exciting. I enjoyed that. Getting older is so much more fun than you could ever imagine. Oh, excuse me. One of the things that has happened is this month I was able to actually purchase some bud after months and months and months of not having any. Because with the whole pandemic situation, everything's gotten more expensive, and that includes everything at the cannabis store. And all of a sudden, I used to be able to go in and purchase several ounces because you could get a full ounce of budget weed for like $45. Well, once the whole pandemic started, an ounce of budget weed jumped up to $100. So it's been a very long time. Well, they had a sale up at the cannabis store, 30% off, and this stuff was marked down enough that I picked some up. So for the first time in a long time, I have had bud. Now today and such, I'm coughing more, and I can taste the smoke and ash in the back of my throat, so I don't know that my cough is related to anything but that. So on the one hand, I'm kind of glad I was able to get some. On the other hand, my lungs really don't like it. They don't like anything in them, but you know, you gotta do something. Even though I've been using other things as well, edibles. Thumbs up for that. One thing that I did want to talk about, I was out on my walkies last night, and I was thinking more about this whole Adventures of Lemonhead thing, trying to think of motivations for various things, and I hadn't really come up with any sort of character arc or story arc for Marcia, Lemonhead's wife. Now, in real life, his name was just Myron, so it's Myron and Marcia, and they were married. So that's a lot of alliteration there. But while I was out walking, and I can't remember if I'd mentioned, you know, how it was just that they were just in love. She loved him. It wasn't a perfect marriage, but she loved him. And I was trying to think of an arc for this because it was like, yeah, she just loved him. Not a perfect marriage, but she loved him, and he died. And now after all this time, at the end of the 12-issue arc, I figured that for her, the best thing to be would be for her to be opening up her shell. The last thing that you see after she has been withdrawn, you know, not the last thing you see, but she's accepted a dinner date with somebody. And that's in the last issue / episode / whatever it's in. So you never know the results. But the results aren't important. What is important is what that symbolizes. She's opened up her shell. She's starting to take chances to open herself for the possibility of hurt, but more. I was thinking about that. It was like, holy smokes, I was overcome because even though it's a gender swapped situation and the methods of death are different, I was writing about me. Now, I had no idea, of course, when I first came up with Lemonhead way back in the late 80s, mid 90s. I can't even remember. I was drinking heavily during that time. So I cannot pin it down in time to when this actually happened. I only know it was like late 80s or early 90s. But I wrote this Lemonhead story and printed it out and sold it for a nickel and all of that. And now I've been working on it. And as I stated there, I realized I was with Marcia and having her arc at the end. It was gender swapped, different death. But yeah, she's me. Her husband died just like my wife died all of a sudden. And it left her devastated and broken. And at the end of it, where I'm showing her going out and opening up and taking chances again, I realized with that redemption arc for her, I was actually giving myself permission to open up and take chances and try people. Problem is, of course, right now, doing that sort of thing, you could catch the Covfefe bug and die. So, great. I've given myself permission to go out and look for love in the middle of a time when doing that can kill you. So, goody. At least. That shows that, just like with Marcia, I'm symbolizing that she is ready and open and, opening up her shell, that here I am, I can open up my shell, and I have been, and I'm giving my self-permission to open up fully and love again if I find someone else. Instead of just an abstract thought, could it ever happen, I'm actually giving myself permission. Now, that was a hell of a thing to realize, because my therapist has said, I think you should write these things and write yourself into this, or do this and do that. And consciously, I have not been able to. But boy, subconsciously, I'm writing myself letters in great big neon colors on the sides of buildings in the hopes that I will notice. So thumbs up on that. Also, I figured a bit more of why Dark Mask, the one who accidentally kills Lemonhead, why he eventually drinks himself to death. Myron makes up a video will after his death. Yeah, not after his death, beforehand, and coincidentally it was only about 2 weeks before he really went. But, it's like, hey, I don't have a will, and I live in a state where if you don't have a will and you die, the state decides what happens with your things. So I got some forms, and I'm making up a video will. And he talks to everybody that he's called there. Of course, 99% of it is all to his lovely wife. He loves Marcia, and so, of course. But then he enlists people, and he just says, of all my other friends, my best friend ever, Dark Mask, I leave you this because we didn't spend too much time together. But of all my friends, you were the very best. And that is what breaks Dark Mask. Because he thinks of himself as a good guy. He thinks of himself as a hero. But he was never Lemonhead's friend. At best, he was the person that beat him up the most for money. And the guy that he beat up for money was so starved for friendship that he considered that friendship and Dark Mask his friend. And for Dark Mask, that knocks him off in his own mind, because we all have this own movie running in our heads where usually we're the hero. Well, he's literally a hero in a superhero universe, and that knocks him off the viewpoint of being a good guy, because a good guy, a hero, doesn't be the person that just beats someone up the most and be considered their friend. And he can't make reality fit with what Lemonhead thought of him, and it breaks him. And every time he tries to get back into the moral point, to make himself the good guy in his own mental story again, all he can hear is, "And to Dark Mask, my best friend." And I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab. I'm going to thank 20 to 25 people for having left me a comment. I'm not reading the comments right now. I'm going to read them later. I will answer as many as I can. With my executive dysfunction, that is much more difficult than I would like. But even though I don't answer as many as I would like, I read them all and I thumbs up the ones that I do. So thumbs up on that. If I mispronounce a username, no disrespect is intended. I'm an American English speaker, and even though I count American Sign Language on the fingers of this hand, with my depression, fibromyalgia, morning ADHD, and more, I'm sometimes lucky if I can remember what my own name is. So we have Alex Opadol, thumbs up and thank you. Ice Damon, greatly appreciated. God Love America, last name, son of a gun, And Melissa R, greatly appreciated. Alan S, thumbs up and thank you. Kapaki, yes, it certainly was. And Colin Reisner, greatly appreciated. Willie Gates, thumbs up. Russian Timing, good to see you in the comments. We have Sebastian Ferris, hey. And then there's Joe Duffy, greatly appreciated. Christopher Thomas, thumbs up and thank you. Wonders CX, greatly appreciated. Confused Owl 29, thumbs up and good to see you. Reversed _ greatly appreciated. Prago Moonchild, thumbs up and thank you. We have Arson Macabre, greatly appreciated. Jamie Cop Rocks, thumbs up and thank you. We have Ivo Vanderwolf, except that was a day ago. So actually it was just 18 people who left comments. Thumbs up and thank you also very, very much. It is greatly appreciated. You get me out of my head, into the world, dealing with real people. That is a very good thing. If you could check out my various links down below, I have Twitter, Facebook, Patreon.com. If you could become a Patreon.com patron, like one of these beautiful and awesome people, that would be beautiful and awesome. And if you'd like to help me out without sending money through the patronage, I have a PayPal link down below. If you'd like to help me out without sending money, I have an Amazon wish list link as well that I need to double check on to make sure it's got everything on it. But it should have cat food, hamster bedding, silly things, not silly things. If you could check it out, that would be awesome. Now, do not feel obligated. I do not feel entitled. And if you cannot donate, or you simply do not donate, I take all good wishes and I deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest. So thank you very much. And if you could toss me a like, I appreciate all the positive validation I get for my existence. A definite thumbs up. And of course, if you could hit the notification bell on the subscription button, that would be very, very cool as well. A definite thumbs up. Goodbye, Miss Mine. The lobster hat wearing duck head of judgment suffers from a surplus of scorn. It is ready, not eager, but ready to cast that scorn upon those it finds disappointing. Its mockery is severe. Do not disappoint the lobster hat wearing duck head of judgment. It suffers from a surplus of scorn. And as we've been finding out from so many people in the past, with all these people that have said Blue Lives Matter, what they have really been saying is Black Lives don't. Well, guess what? Black Lives Matter. And justice for everybody, the jackbooted, brown-shirted fascist thugs in police uniforms who keep beating, brutalizing, and murdering American citizens in their homes and on the streets. Yay! So, please wear a mask, wash your hands, try not to touch your face, practice your social distancing if you have to go out, but please don't go out unless you absolutely have to. This thing keeps mutating. It's been insanely contagious before. There are new strains where it's even more contagious. We can't let our guards down. Please be careful. I have this video here. I have another video I need to record, edit, and render, so who knows actually what I'm going to do. I've got a lot of things I want to record. Cool games. I love games. I have been gaming since forever. So thumbs up on that. So you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, my friend. And that is... now I'm burping. I can't stop coughing, and I can't stop burping. And that is a very good thing. Not the burping part, the I'll see you part.